everyone, welcome back to the Pocket Nutritionist. My name is Katie and today I'm going to share with you a delicious savoury warming stock recipe and a stock cube recipe as well. They're all in one. If you're new to the channel, please click the like and the subscribe button because I share recipes that help you lose weight and have more energy than you know what to do with. So what I love about this recipe is how quick and easy it is to prepare, and these stock cubes will last you for weeks on end, frozen in the freezer. They're so easy to just pull out and then toss into a dish whenever you need it. Also, the stock itself is very easy to freeze and put that into any dishes that you're wanting to use, whether it's just cooking some vegetables, or you're doing a stir fry, or you want to make a ramen, or you want to cook some noodles. I found that this stock really enhances the flavour of the dishes, and it's a really nice way to cook rather than using oil, and also it's going to save you a lot of money buying the stocks at the shops. So today for this recipe you will need 4 to 5 stalks of celery, 4 to 5 organic carrots, 2 yellow onions, 6 cloves of garlic, 100 grams of shiitake mushrooms or omit, 3 bay leaves, 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns whole, 2 teaspoons of dried thyme, 2 teaspoons of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon of dried sage, and 10 cups of filtered water. Today I'm also introducing one of my favourite cooking tools, the Instant Pot. So I, for a very long time, didn't have one of these, and it only came into my awareness about the last year or so when I was starting to really get into my recipes. And prior to this, I'd had a slow cooker, which I really felt was fantastic. I'd picked it up from the shops, you know, $25 or something, and it was really great for some soups that I wanted to make at the time. However, then I started reading about this beast and I got very excited because this is essentially like a pressure cooker, and it's got all of these different settings that you can basically just set and forget, and it's super quick and it's super easy to clean up, and I just love it. So you can cook soups, stews, rice, beans, pretty much anything you want. You can even use it just as a hot plate if you want to saute something in a pot. And I've just found that this works so effectively that I've been cooking a lot with this. I have done a little bit of research about the materials. So inside here, this is a stainless steel pot. So stainless steel is one of the less toxic pots that you can cook with. It doesn't leach as much as some of the other metal pots. I reserve my right to change my mind as I learn more, but for now I feel like it's pretty good. There are lead components, but none that touch the food. So anyway, I stand by it for now and think it's a really great way to cut down on your cooking time too. So if you're busy and you don't want to be spending hours and hours on end, and if you quickly need to make a stock for a meal, then this is the way to go. So the first step is to prepare your vegetables. So you're going to wash and chop up the carrots and the celery. Next we will slice up the onion just into quarters. Next you will quickly wipe down the shiitake mushrooms. So just using a paper towel to wipe off any of the soil and the debris, and then slice them up. And last but not least, we will peel the garlic. Okay, once you've got everything prepared and ready to go, just place it all into the Instant Pot. So with the Instant Pot, there is a little button here. You want to set that to seal. And when the Instant Pot is finished, because there will be pressure built up inside, very carefully switch it to the vent side down, and that will release the hot air out, but it can also spurt out a little bit of water. So just wait, I would say about 5 minutes after it's finished, then flick the button and keep your hand out of the way of this little chute here. You're going to screw the lid on until it sounds like that. Then you'll switch it onto the soup or broth function, which will come up with 45 minutes at high, and then press the start button and away you go. Now let's let the Instant Pot do all the heavy lifting. So about 5 minutes ago, the Instant Pot beeped at me to let me know that it was done. And so it's now gone into warming mode. And in a moment, what I'll do is just stand back and release the vent button to let all of the pressure and the steam out. And then I will open it up and we'll do the next step. So what I'm doing here is using a strainer for ladling out this stock, just because there's still a few little bits in there. Nothing wrong with that if you like it, but sometimes you want a smooth stock. Let's pour the rest of that out. See, we're left with this beautiful stock, fresh and ready to cook with. Beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to have a little taste of the stock. Some really savoury flavours in there, some nice sweetness from the onion. The herbs are really nice. What for most people I think is missing here is the salt component, but this is the whole point of making it this way, so that you can control how much salt you're actually having in each of your meals. So when you're using this, it's for the flavour, not necessarily for the salt component. So if you want a little bit of salt, you can add it while you're cooking. If you'd rather have very low sodium, then you just can stick to the stock as it is. Before you blend up the veggies, I would recommend taking out the bay leaves, but if you do leave them in there, it's no big deal. It's a bit of extra flavour, but most people prefer to have the bay leaves removed before blending. So to finish this recipe and to save the stock pellets that we'll make, this is what I suggest. There are lots of other ways to do it, but this is just the way that I do it because this is the equipment that I have. I've got this little silicone mat and these little silicone cupcake holders, and I found that if I spooned the stock into these little silicone cups and froze them and just put a bit of Glad wrap on the top, they've kept very well. So when I need one, I just pull one out, unwrap it, and then either use boiling water or shallow steam or use the microwave just to defrost the stock pellet, and then I can just go ahead and use that in all of my cooking. I would suggest that if you're putting this into the freezer though, that you freeze them a little bit before you try to wrap them up. I learned the lesson the hard way. But just freeze them for a little bit, then pull them back out, and then cover them in some Glad wrap, put them back in, and they can just live in the freezer like this and use them as you wish. So all I'll do now is spoon out the stock, the veggies, into these little containers, and then I'm going to freeze them And once they've gotten a little bit frozen, I'll just wrap them back up, put them back in the freezer, and then I'll be able to pull them out whenever I need it for a recipe. And that, my friends, is how you make a delicious, healthy, clean, low sodium veggie broth and stock cube from scratch. So easy. You didn't even believe it was that easy. And there's 12 servings in the freezer now of the stock cubes that I can use for multiple meals over the next couple of weeks. If you'd like to see all of the recipes plus more in one place, then click the link below and you can download my free Pocket Nutritionist health and fitness app. In the app, there are multiple training programs that you can use to build up some muscle and lose some weight. You can use the training programs that are for the gym, or you can just do the workouts for home if you prefer. And all of my recipes are being uploaded on there for you to use and access. So please feel free to jump on in there and enjoy the recipes. And also you can look at all of my exercise demonstrations on the channel. Those are used in my app to help you understand how to do the exercises correctly and to prevent injury. So now that you know how to make a very healthy, low sodium veggie broth, the possibilities are truly endless. Enjoy this with all of your favorite meals or on its own as a soothing broth, and I really, really hope that you give it a go.